What's going on, Drinking Buddies? Brand new podcast coming right at you. But you know what we got to do first? We got to talk about those things that generate a little revenue for the show. First and foremost, we are brought to you by the Patreon at patreon.com/MattSlayer. Did you know you can support this podcast for less than the cost of a beer? For just a little bit more, just a touch more. You can get the audio versions ad-free. You can get the video versions a week early and ad-free. What are you waiting for, Drinking Buddies? Go to patreon.com/MattSlayer today and help support the show. We are also brought to you by the merch store at anwd.net/merch. Tell the world you're a drinking buddy. Pick up a hat, pick up a shirt, buy some rad merch. It's really that simple. Once again, at anwd.net/merch. All right, let's get on with it. My guest this week is the legendary fetish performer, Jewel Marceau. It was really awesome to sit down and catch up with Jewel and just see where she's at in life right now. Talk about some of the things she's doing away from work. She's doing volunteer work, a whole lot of stuff. Just sit back, relax, pop a cold one, and enjoy, Drinking Buddies.
When aliens come to take over, they look at us like we're out of our minds now. We're gonna galactic makeover, and now we're thinking that they just might be right. I cannot wait for this whole world to end. I'm gonna break out the bottle with my friends. I think they'll tell the best stories when we're gone. And now we drink.
Cool. Let's go. Oh, and I'm just bumping the mic. We're just starting this off super awkward. I'm just going to slam the bottle right into the mic stand.
Okay, yeah, no breaking of glass yet.
Yet.
We haven't gotten started.
Well, I mean, that is one way to start it.
And that is true.
But seeing as it's my stemware and my equipment, let's maybe avoid that one. Maybe.
Okay.
Please?
I'm with you.
Okay. For now.
I'm with you all the way.
Well, I mean, we can revisit the subject.
Okay.
Once I've had a couple drinks in me, I may be like, yeah, fuck it, break it all. Set it on fire. It doesn't matter.
That's fun. And then we'll leave and not have to clean up the mess.
That's what the fire's for.
Ah.
Did you just get back to LA? Fire cleans up a lot of things.
Naughty.
I didn't start them. I have witnesses. I did not start them.
Thank goodness. I'm glad to hear that.
Same.
Yeah.
Not an arsonist.
I'd have to turn you in.
You're a rat?
Well, I have a moral compass. Do you believe me?
I have a moral compass as well. It just doesn't point true north. Might be a little broken.
Does it point to the left? To the right?
It depends on the magnets. So welcome. Cheers, by the way.
Cheers, Matt.
Cheers
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And cheers to not starting fires. Yet.
Yes, no fires.
It's hard to claim insurance on, when you start the fire.
Yeah. I'm not good at putting them out, so let's not start one.
Do you have a lot of experience trying to firefight?
No, I don't. That's why we should avoid that.
You're just like, I'm pretty sure I will not be good at this. It's not on the resume.
No. Yeah. And I don't want you to get hurt or for me to get hurt, Well,
you not getting hurt is the important part. Me getting hurt, it's fine. It's fine. These things happen.
Well, burned hair smells terrible, so let's not stink up the place.
I concur on that as well. And I'm a hairy man, so it's like anywhere fire gets anywhere near me, it's just gonna be horrible.
Oh.
I don't know why we were just talking about burning my apartment down from the jump. I don't know. But here we are. I don't even know where to segue from that.
I like hairy men. I think it's nice. It's very masculine. Yeah, let's keep your hair.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Flattery will get you everywhere.
Okay.
But speaking of hairy men or lack thereof, I feel like when you first got into the industry, being a hairless dude was kind of more of a thing. There were not many hairy performers in those days.
Ron Jeremy is pretty fucking hairy.
Well, but he's pre your day. He's just he was a remnant of Ye olden times.
I mean, yeah, but I'm aged, I've been around for 3 decades. So, I was on set when he was on set, and he was hairy, long toenailed. Oh, I shouldn't say this out loud. He's pretty stinky too. He was smelly.
I know. Ron does not like me,
sweaty.
so
Yeah. Oh, he smelled bad. And he had long toenails that he would never cut. And yeah, he was super hairy and just really fat. And I had never understood why he was a superstar. And he treated women terribly.
as
yeah.
the court proceedings showed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not a good person. If you think he smelled bad then, I can only imagine how he smells now.
Oh, yeah. No shit. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, actually, probably a lot of shit. Probably a lot.
Yeah, so he was pretty hairy. I'm trying to think of any other hairy guys back then. But yeah, they were more or less hairless, kind of. Yeah.
Weird move. I mean, I understand for camera, like being able, but I don't know. The idea of shaving my chest is unappealing.
Well, I kind of like not having an afro on the dick.
Well,
That's cool.
Yes, everything feels better when that's shaved.
Oh, yeah.
As I like to refer to it as kind of a party mullet down there. So it's like it's short in the front, but it might be a little long in the back.
Yeah, I understand that. That's okay. It's just, a little bit of a trim is really helpful.
Well, yeah,
Really
just
helpful.
who wants burn from friction because of hair? Who wants that? That sounds like a horrible time.
Yeah.
Actually, I've done that. It's a horrible time.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
No.
Not fun.
No.
Clean up your genitals, ladies and gentlemen. Please.
I think, though, you need to trim that mullet because then things get caught back there.
I have a bidet.
All right. Well, I don't know. I mean, do you check every time? Because it can get really tangled.
It could. I do check. I also, have one of the shower heads that you can remove. So like when I shower, it gets a good scrub it.
Ah, gotcha.
It's just, I'm not flexible enough to shave my ass crack.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it just seems like a waste to just hire someone to come shave my ass crack for me.
Well, it depends on how much action your ass crack is getting.
None. Absolutely none. I actually want it to be a deterrent. I don't want any action back there. So it seems even more wasteful. It's just like, oh, hey, look at this nice, pristine, shaved asshole that you can get nowhere near. It's like a museum piece at that point. Can't believe I just called my asshole a museum piece on the internet. Here we are. But here we are. Of the two people involved, I feel like your genitalia is probably the one that is, much more pristine and of, showpiece quality versus mine.
Yeah. Well, of course.
Of course. How? You didn't have to say it so quick.
I'm pretty sure my genitals have won more awards than yours have.
Have they won one? Yes. Then they have won more awards.
Okay. Have you won any?
No, 0. I've won 0. That's why if you've won one, you've won more.
Yeah.
It didn't take many. It's really a really low bar to pass. If you're a legendary performer such as yourself.
So I put effort into it. I have to. Yeah. We probably should put some effort into it.
Just shaming my genitals over here. That I'm not putting effort into it.
I put effort into it. I don't know. Some fans don't want you to, and they would like all of the hairiness and.
Well, if you're trying to get the largest market share, I'm assuming those are the outliers.
Maybe. Yeah.
There hasn't been a market study conducted?
Probably. I haven't conducted it because I just choose to have a clean asshole.
Well, that makes you happy.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I would be really bothered if it's like, nah, it makes me exceedingly unhappy to have a clean asshole, but I'm glad you're doing what you enjoy in life. Having a clean asshole is it? Perfect.
Yeah.
Normally, it takes a little longer to get into the toxic genitals. I swear, just a tad longer.
I don't have a bidet though. That sounds like fun.
Why don't you have a bidet? Why?
Because I don't like a wet ass. Like I just, bidets are fun if I'm gonna get in the shower, I think. But then, like, after I use the bidet and I'm gonna put my pants back on, like I'm totally wet all over the place. And
That's why you use a little toilet paper to dab.
And then it sticks. And then I'm like, well, what's the point? I should have used a baby wipe in the first place.
Well, you can't flush baby wipes.
I don't.
So you just have a toilet, a trash can next to full of baby wipes. But the baby wipe's wet.
Yes, but it does not break apart into little residual pieces like toilet paper does.
Well, you let it air dry a little.
I don't got time for that. That's the thing. You got to sit on the bidet and let it dry. And, I'm in a hurry. I bring baby wipes everywhere. And they're in my purse.
Can I see them?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to call you out, but I am trying to call you out.
See, I got this little hidden little pocket in my purse. And that's where I put all the baby wipes. Look at this.
I hear them. Oh, they're individual packaged baby wipes.
Yeah, because they're to go. They're to go wipes.
So I just buy a big pack and then
one lens wipe cleaner.
Hopefully you don't mistake those.
Yeah.
I don't think the lens wipe would be good on your butt.
No, it's bad if you mistake them. I've tried to use makeup remover on my pussy because I didn't have anything else, and that was a big mistake.
What the hell happened?
Well, it burned. It burned really bad. And
For how long?
Not that long, not like hot sauce or anything.
Do you have experience with hot sauce that you know how long hot sauce burns?
I know how long wasabi burns.
Okay, there has to be a story here.
Yeah, I do, and it's 4 days.
Okay.
Days.
Please explain how you know this.
Many women desire to be a sushi platter. It's a big fantasy and it's kind of taboo. And so I had the opportunity to do this when I was very young. And of course I said yes. I liked doing weird stuff. I've always liked doing weird stuff. I based my whole career off weird stuff. So I was a sushi platter for someone's birthday, nude, of course, and sushi all over me. And it was my idea to put the wasabi on my nipples. Big mistake. And yeah, so I had chopsticks in my teeth, so I couldn't really speak. And then I had soy sauce in each hand and wasabi on each nipple and then sushi all over my naked body. And I just was like, oh, I feel it. I feel it. I feel the heat. I feel it. And I just was still. And I was like, just breathe. And then after everyone was done eating, I was like, I gotta get in the shower, man. I gotta get this off. And I showered and it did not come off. And I tried and it had gotten into my pores really deeply.
And to clarify, was this real wasabi or was this green horseradish like we use here in the States?
It was the green horseradish paste.
If you're up for it at some point, you should try going with real wasabi and see if there's a difference. Just for science.
Okay.
Maybe on someone else.
What? So the green wasabi is not real wasabi?
No.
What is real wasabi not green?
Oh, real wasabi is green, but it's a root. Like it's grated.
It took days to wash that off my nipples. I was so mad. Very, very mad.
Yeah, wasabi is a member of the mustard family and is native to Japan, South Korea, and Russia. And it is, an actual root that is ground up. And because it's expensive, it isn't used very regularly in the U.S.
I see. Is that why they make it into a paste to save money or make it less expensive?
Yeah. Fake wasabi is a paste of powder primarily made of horseradish, mustard, and green food coloring.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Because, they serve it in Japan. I lived in Tokyo and Hiroshima.
Sorry, folks, we didn't make it a whole episode. I talk about Tokyo a lot.
Oh.
They're just like, Here he goes.
Oh, yeah. Do you have opinions?
Oh, I fucking love it there. Like,
Oh,
and it's the only place I've been in the world. Well, at this point, I've been there more than anywhere else outside of the continental U.S.
oh, wow.
At one point, it was like it's the only place I've gone to more than once, but then I've been to Havana twice now, so can't say that anymore.
That's awesome. Very good. Did you learn Japanese?
Fuck no.
Oh,
Like a
why
couple,
not?
because I barely speak English.
Yeah.
See, no argument, folks. There was zero argument. There was no hesitation. Like, yeah, that adds up.
Yeah, well, so you love Japan, but you haven't tried to apply yourself in that.
No, I haven't tried to apply myself to everything. Look where we are right now.
I can teach you some Japanese. So when you go back the next time to your favorite place,
What would you teach me?
skebe desu.
What does that mean? I've heard it.
You're a pervert.
In a surprise to no one. In a surprise to no one.
Or that you're horny, something like that. Pervert, horny, skebe desu.
Oh, I thought you were just calling me a pervert. Oh, never mind. Oh.
Well, in Japanese.
I thought because I'd heard that word before you were calling me a pervert. Not that was the direct translation.
Oh, well, yeah, no, that's
Well, it works in both ways. I understand that now, but I thought you were just being like, oh, you know that? You're a pervert.
you should. Okay, so aishitemasu. You should say that when you go there. Aishitemasu.
Is this going to get me into a fist fight?
Skebe desu might, but aishitemasu will not. And I think the ladies might like it.
Care to translate for me, or am I just going to get myself in trouble?
I love you.
Oh, why do you want me to lie to people?
You don't love women? Hold on. I'm
Oh, no.
right here.
Well, I love women as a concept. That came out wrong.
As a concept. That's brilliant. I don't blame you. You know, sometimes I feel that way about women too. Honestly.
Well, that's people in general. I love people as a concept. And then
I am with you on that shit.
And then when it comes to individuals, like eventually, maybe.
I am with you on all of that, actually. Totally. Yes. Well, you could just say, hajimemashite.
Which means,
Nice to meet you.
it's like, usually I'm out at night, it's like, konbawa.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yankee desu ka?
So bad at this. Like, I used to know more phrases. Like, it's been a couple of years since I went, and like, I really tried to study up a little harder the first time I went, and then when I realized I could get by mostly with English and Google Translate, I just stopped trying.
Oh, here's the one that you need for everything. This is what I used for everything. Wakaranai.
Feel like I should know what this means.
You're doing it. You are exemplifying it. You are personifying it. It is. I don't know what.
No.
What is it? I don't know. I don't know. I used to say that all the time in Japan. I was like, wakaranai, wakaranai, wakaranai. I don't know. Keep asking me the question, and I don't know. Yeah.
So how long were you there?
9 months. I lived there 9 months, but in sections. So I spent 3 months in Hiroshima, and I spent the rest of a 3-month chunk in Tokyo, Shinjuku, and
I love Shinjuku.
yeah, and then another 3 months in Shinjuku as well, and going to Roppongi, making visits there. Do you like it there?
It was okay. The nightlife was okay. It was just like too many Westerners.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like now. I mean, that was literally over 20 years ago when I lived there. So I'm sure it's very different.
Last time I was in Roppongi was 2016. So it's been a minute, but not quite that long.
Yeah. Is the tube or the train system like, do they have English? Because when I was riding the train, it was all kanji. And I was like, I'm not getting on this train alone because I don't know where I'm going. And
These days it's super easy to get around.
That's good.
There's English signage everywhere. All the trains have letter and number designations in English on top of the actual name of the station. So it's just like when you get on the platform, it's like numbers go up that way, numbers go down that way.
That's good. I was so terrified. And even when I would walk around the streets, I'd bring a notebook and a pen and I'd have to write down the colors of buildings and landmarks so that I could get back home because I couldn't read anything. It was not very English translated.
Well, and the way they do addresses is wild. And I could not imagine trying to get around without like modern technology. The first time I went was 2013 and it was still like a lot of Google mapping things, and I don't know how I would have survived without it.
Yeah, this was the 90s, so there was no Google mapping. For me, it was a piece of paper and pen.
Just drawing a map back to the station.
Yeah, back to my apartment, yeah.
What brought you over there?
I was working. Yeah. I was working and I was dancing at a club called V-Shock in Shinjuku.
Was it in Kabukicho or?
I don't know where. I mean, it was in Shinjuku. That's all I know. And it was in a really tall building. And I mostly held my contract there. The club that was in Hiroshima, I don't remember the name of it. But it was definitely a different environment. It was, to me, more authentically Japanese than so metropolitan and secular as like Tokyo and Shinjuku. And so that was an interesting contrast. And I don't regret it. I was so young. I wish I could go back as an adult and go back with more of a mature mind that was a little less insecure and a little less fearful. However, it was an experience I would never take back.
No, I'm jealous. I'm jealous of that experience. What made you decide to go over there to work in the first place?
I was so young and I just was trying to run away from anything that felt stressful or harmful or like I couldn't handle it or that made me sad. And I was just running away, essentially. And I kind of had an attitude like I was ready to take risks. You know, when you're young, you take risks. And I didn't really care what happened to me, which is, you know, it propelled me to take that risk because I heard a lot of stories about young ladies getting trafficked, you know, and their passports taken and enslavement and sexual kind of pressure and prostitution. Anyway, none of that shit happened to me.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, all of that stuff were just stories. I did work for the Yakuza, but they didn't pressure me to do anything that I didn't want to do. And so the experience in my head was worse than the experience that was happening. There was some weird shit that did happen, though. There was some fucking weird shit. We saw the group of us women, there was some from Canada, Europe, and we'd all like kind of be together. And yeah, we did see a woman get raped in the park.
Oof.
That was hard. That was tough. And yeah, we attacked that guy because we were heroic on, you know, whatever substance we were consuming. We felt like we could handle it. And I guess we did. I've never participated in something quite so violent.
What happened? Like, did you just rough him up and he ran away, or?
Well, I mean, you know, he was raping this woman and, you know, pulled up her dress and took off her pantyhose, and her pantyhose were down around her ankles. And we saw this. And so there was probably about 5 of us girls, and we just decided that we could take him. And I was so a follower. This was not me leading. This was not my idea. But I did think that what was happening was horrific.
Oh, definitely.
And so some of the bigger girls, because there was one girl who was really big and kind of tall and, you know, held the guy down. And the woman got away. Her pantyhose were on the pavement, but we just all started kicking him as hard as we could because we tried to get the police, and the police didn't want to deal with it. They didn't want to address it. So yeah, we decided to address it ourselves. And then the guy tried to grab, I think it was my purse, and I got it back, but it was just something that I have never experienced or been involved in. And I kicked this rapist so hard that like my leg was sore the next day. And I was like, wow, even as a dominatrix, I've never kicked anybody that hard, repeatedly, over and over and over, out of not just anger, but a violent source. Yeah. Of defending it,
No, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah. The police did eventually come, but it was just such a moving moment of my life that I never want to happen again. I hope that never happens to me ever again.
Oh, I hope so too. Shit.
Yeah. And there was so much like bestiality happening over there. And I was really surprised by that. Like, yeah, lots of magazines where you couldn't see like genitals, but you could see weird things happening with humans and animals. And I was like, but why can't you see genitals? I'm so confused.
Weird laws.
Yeah. Did you see any like sex shows or?
No. Usually when I'm there, I'm just eating and getting drunk. It's really most of my trip.
That's cool. Yeah. It was very expensive when I was there. I think it may not be as expensive.
Oh, it's not anymore. The yen is so depressed versus the dollar. Like the first time I went, it was roughly LA prices, like in 2013, 2014. 2016, prices come down a little bit. When I went back in 22, it's like, oh, shit's cheap. I went out for sushi. I went out just conveyor belt sushi by myself, pigged out.
Yeah.
Like 20 plates, like pigged out. Couple of drinks. Came out to like 35 US.
No way. Yeah. Oh, boy, that's depressing to live here then. But that's cool. That's cool to know. I would love to go back.
What's stopping you?
I was just thinking that. And I think I've lost all my connections. Like I didn't really keep in touch with anyone there. Yeah. Well, and I've also overbooked myself here in LA. I've created a lot of obligations for myself.
Well, they'll free up eventually.
Yeah.
You don't have to go for 9 months.
Exactly. Totally. That was a bit of a stretch. Yeah. Yeah. It was cool. I spent holidays there, so that was interesting.
It's one of the things in life I kind of kick myself about doing. There was a point where I could have been there for like a month and I chose not to. And it's just like, in hindsight, I'm like, God damn it, I should have done it because I don't know when else I'm going to have like time, money to get away from the world for a month.
Yeah.
But hindsight's 2020.
Yeah. So if you were to travel again, you would choose the same place?
Maybe. There's definitely some places in Europe I want to go to. I just always have fun in Tokyo. And it depends on who I'm traveling with. If I'm traveling by myself, I may go somewhere new. But if I'm going with someone who hasn't been to Tokyo before, and they're like, I want to go to Tokyo, I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm down. Because half the adventure is making new memories with people.
Aww. That's so kind and sentimental, and that warms my heart.
Oh, I mean, it would just be weird drunk adventures and weird street food. If that warms your heart, hey.
It does. It does. Yeah.
Well, and I'm one of these people, like, I've traveled a fair amount by myself. Like, last time I was in Tokyo, I was by myself. Went to Australia by myself. Went to the UK by myself. Like, if I want to go somewhere, I'm going to just go. But the majority of the time, it's more fun to go with friends and, like, be able to share those experiences.
It is fun to go with friends. I don't have as many friends to go with because, like, as I get older, I seem to just have more responsibilities, and probably my friends around me are getting older and they're probably also collecting more responsibilities. But yeah, I mean, I have no problem traveling alone either. I've traveled to Bali by myself and Costa Rica by myself and the UK by myself, and I'm going to the UK by myself in a few weeks. And so, yeah. I will do that.
What's bringing you to the UK?
It's my birthday.
Oh yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah, I'm turning 50. It's fucking weird.
Well, if you hadn't told me that, I wouldn't have believed you. So,
Because why? Because I sound like a liar?
oh, I would have just never guessed you were 50.
Because I sound immature?
Yes, wildly immature. That's it. You nail hammer right on the head. Just boom. Wild immaturity.
Yeah, I know you're kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. But
Oh, I'm deadly serious. All the time.
that's so funny.
Dead serious.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
It's what people come here for. Is just my serious nature.
Yes. Maybe I should be more immature. I'm far too serious. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to go to England because I've spent the last couple birthdays in LA and they've been really fucking boring. And, LA just kind of burned to the ground a few weeks ago. And I
didn't start that fire.
I'm suspicious now. You keep defending yourself.
Yeah, I'm not going to admit to it.
Okay. Well, I don't want to get involved in this conspiracy theory.
There's no conspiracy theory. It didn't happen.
Okay. Yeah. So I think I just don't want to be in LA for my birthday, particularly my 50th birthday. So I'm going to go there. And I have a friend in England who has the same birthday on the same day as me. And he's turning 80 and I'm turning 50. So I just thought it would be really cool to go share my birthday with a friend.
But if he was born in the UK, were you two actually born on the same day?
I don't know. It depends, I suppose, on the time of day. I think I was born at like 1 in the afternoon. I'd have to ask him. I don't know.
I have to have him break out the birth certificate. Like, when were you born? Are we actually born on the same day?
I mean, he says his birthday is April 12th, and so is mine, so I just go with it.
Time zones, they're a thing.
I know time zones are a thing. It's only 8 hours, not 24.
Yeah, it's a third of a day.
It is a third of a day. Don't fuck it up for me, man. This is my birthday.
I'm not going to. Don't worry. I'm not going to come with it, fuck it up. I will not fuck up your birthday.
I'm trying to make it special, and you're like you're remembering it.
Not intentionally. I'm just, being critical of the situation.
Okay, well, I am of the belief that he was born on the same day as me because I lived in London for about 7 years, and we used to hang out together all the time and celebrate our birthdays together. And I don't doubt.
And you never thought to ask this?
I celebrated my birthday on the 12th when I lived in London in that time zone. So am I wrong?
Maybe.
Was I?
Maybe. Who am I to judge?
Exactly.
I'm just saying. You should check.
Well, okay. You're like going with the half is glass empty.
No.
I'm a glass full. It's full.
No. The glass, if it's that low, it just needs a refill.
Yeah, exactly. I think he would agree with that too. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and 80's a good run, no matter what day he was born on.
Sure. And I've got a nice slave who's coming to pick me up from the airport. So I'm really excited about that because this is a slave who used to serve me when I lived in London. And that was like in 2000, like 7 to 2014-ish. And so he was serving me, that's a good set of years. So it'll be nice to see him again, to have a client that I used to see over there. And
so he's just been running free for the last 11 years?
Yeah. He's had some health problems and stuff, so he's had to take care of that. And he's been trying to travel to the States and serve me. However, I'm also very busy. So it's scheduling has been tricky for sure.
How busy are you that you can't have someone come serve you?
I am so busy. I really can't even detail it. It's
Wouldn't you have them like take care of some of the workload at that point?
they can't do that workload. It has to be done by me. It's a lot of admin work that I have to complete. And
What, you don't have an admin slave?
they are not going to be able to produce the results that would be me unless there's some kind of like chat GBT computer that has taken on my brain. It has to be an output from me. So
Does it? I don't know.
yeah.
Put 5 slaves in a room together and they could come up with the same results.
Yeah, this is, I've got a lot on the line here. And so, no, I'm not going to let a slave fuck it up for me, is the answer.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they may intentionally fuck it up for you just so you beat them more.
I hate slaves who do that. I really do.
Is that a thing that actually happens?
Mm-hmm.
Have never been a slave. I've been a free man my whole life. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I do not like that kind of behavior that is antagonizing to, and I do get them. I get them often where they're fucking bratty and they talk back and they fight back on purpose because they want to be punished harder and punished more, and it's so exhausting to do that and to deal with that. And so I will often just cut it off. It's draining. And, I've gotten hurt. Like, when they fight back, and I get it, they want to play out this kidnap fantasy. And so they want to fight back. And I get that. And I'm still a small person. I'm strong, but I'm not that strong. And so, I've just had like nails ripped off and, cause if they can't see, cause I've put a bag over their head, they're kicking and stuff and I get it. And I'm like, so I do my best to.
Well, you should kick them back. Obviously, you have some kicking strength.
I do. Yeah, I have kicking strength. I do. I think once you're bleeding, yeah, I was bleeding this particular time. You just kind of slow down and address the blood. And then the bratty ones, I've had to just cut them off.
Like with a knife?
No.
Razor?
No, just like discontinue the communication line.
Oh, bury them alive.
Yeah, yes. And I do have a location where the bodies go. Yeah.
You shouldn't admit that on the internet.
I live in the Hollywood Hills.
Oh, that's why the fire started. Got it. That's why the Sunset Fire started. It was a crematorium thing that went wrong.
I can't be the only gangster bitch who's hiding bodies in the Hollywood Hills.
You tracking the tagged mountain lions, be like, oh, we're just going to put some feed out for the mountain lions.
Yeah, there was a mountain lion found in my community like just last year. And one of the residents got a picture of it and some video. It was right at the parking lot. Yeah, very, very close. Beautiful animal. Wow. Yeah. So, yeah, they're around. My community has the coyotes and there's deer everywhere. Armies of freaking deer.
Really? I thought the coyotes got all of those.
The coyotes are kind of scrawny. They're probably looking for pets.
Yeah. Well, that's why you don't have outdoor cats.
No, but some of the people in my community do have outdoor cats, and I think they're not very smart for doing that.
Or they're just trying to get rid of the cat.
I don't know. Those stupid cats come and hang out on my porch because I have a cat. And I think they smell my cat. And then I see all these paw prints all over my swing and all over my stuff. And then they start fights with my cat. They start having sliding glass cat wars. launching at each other through the glass. And then they just bang their heads onto the glass. And yeah. And you hear them just like tearing holes through my screen door, little fuckers.
It's like, I hope the coyotes get you.
Yeah, sometimes I think that. I don't understand why they let their cats out.
I don't know. We also live in a city where some people are like, oh, my animal's on a vegan diet.
Yeah.
It's like, your carnivorous animal is on a vegan diet. It's a good plan.
Yeah, that's really dumb.
It is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, stupid people everywhere.
Yes. They are. They are everywhere.
Unfortunately.
We must live amongst them.
Do we have to?
I can't seem to avoid it. I haven't found a way not to. Have you?
No, I'm still here.
Okay, well, you asked me, do we have to?
Well, yeah, you're in a much higher tax bracket than I am. Maybe like it's something that you could do with your wealth.
I don't think so, because there's like really dumb wealthy people too.
Oh, I know. And it's part of the problem is so many people think that, oh, they're wealthy, they must be intelligent. No, they inherit that shit. Someone was wealthy, someone was intelligent 3 generations ago.
Yes, yeah.
And hardworking. And then they fucked hot people because they could. And then the hot, stupid genes sometimes take over. And then they inherit the money. And then they're hot, stupid with money. And everyone goes, they must be successful. No. Just people were thinking with their dicks. That ugly dude who was hardworking and smart was just thinking with his dick. That's my theory. Completely unscientific.
I agree with it, actually. I agree with a lot of it. I think that happens often. Yeah.
Well, it's what most wealthy dudes end up doing. Is like, oh, hey, you're hot. You're not going to rob me. You're not smart enough to rob me. Well, let's be together. And then sometimes they're just wrong. And, the person is smart enough to take them for half of what they're fucking worth.
Yeah. Yeah.
And serves them right. They should fucking take half.
Wish I was that smart. Or dumb. Whatever you call it. But anyway, I'm not that wealthy. I'm working on it.
The slaves should pay more then.
I fucking know. Yeah, I keep telling them that.
Well, I think you have to tell them a little more forcefully so they do it.
Yeah.
Or show them what happens when they don't. Like show them the previous example of, what happens in the hills if you don't pay. Just
show them the tennis shoes hanging from the tree branch.
Like just empty your wallet, dude. It'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Slavery isn't free.
No, it isn't.
I'm curious. The kink, is it full lifestyle? Is this you every day, like dealing with slaves, just every day? Like, is there any days where it's just like, you know what, I'm gonna just take a step back and relax, not have to deal with my slaves and being a dom, or is it just like this is my life 24/7?
I can't deal with slaves 24/7 every day. I don't have time. I've committed myself to a lot of other responsibilities. So that interest me, and they don't involve slaves. So then I don't, I like to be alone sometimes. Yeah, I like to be alone.
Put them in their cages.
But also what's kind of evolved too is a lot of slaves and clients are arriving virtually and they're online, which I like that. I don't mind that at all. I've got some virtual slaves that are in chastity really far away, and I think that's really fun.
How do you know if they're in chastity if they're so far away? How they proving it?
I asked them to send me videos and pictures and the key.
That would be horrible if like UPS misplaces the key. Like it just never comes. Like, sorry, got lost in delivery.
Yeah, that just happened recently, actually. And so I was sort of nervous, but I knew I was like, well, if the key doesn't get to me, it's just going to get returned to sender.
You hope.
It did.
Well, actually, more importantly, he hopes.
He hopes, yeah. I mean, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, it's on your penis. Yeah, it's not the end of the world for you.
A very small set of bolt cutters would probably be fine. And it's plastic, like I'm sure.
Oh, plastic. Plastic chastity. Oh, come on.
Yeah, this one's plastic. I prefer the metal ones. I like the weighted ones. I like.
Well, then why are they not putting on what you prefer?
I think that I don't mind the plastic. They put on what I want them to wear when they're in front of me, like in my dungeon space. When they're in Germany or in the UK, you know, whatever they have is good.
I feel like you shouldn't have chastity devices that will end up in a landfill and will not biodegrade. You can't recycle that chastity. If you have a good aluminum piece or a steel piece, that has some lifetime. That has some mileage on it. How long can you actually use a plastic chastity piece? It's going to end up in a landfill. Think of the environment.
Why can't we just put it in the plastic recycling bin with all the water bottles?
They don't actually get recycled in most cases.
I know. Well, but I really liked this one. It was so fucking cute. So it was plastic, but pink. And so the little opening where they would, pee out, it looks like the lips of a vagina. It's so cute. It's so cute.
I think an artist could create that out of metal and a little bit of paint. I'm just saying, you should do your part.
Fuck that. Like, I mean, I want them to buy it. And so if that's what they bought, I'm not really there to see what size they are and to, tell them where to shop. And
I feel like this is a missed business opportunity. What you should have is find an artisan who makes these for you. And then you have a collab. And then you have your own branded chastity.
I like that idea. I do like that idea. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've thought of this before.
But what's stopping you?
I guess enthusiasm.
You're not enthusiastic about your own branded chastity?
Not right this moment.
Well, I appreciate that, right? Not being enthusiastic about chastity as the one person with a penis in the room at this very moment, I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy to not be in chastity, and I'm not looking to change that.
Mm-hmm.
What's that look?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, whatever. Okay.
Okay. Seemed like you didn't believe me there for a moment.
You're probably wearing a chastity device right now.
I am not. And nice try. I'm not pulling it out to show
Prove
you.
it.
See, nice try. Nice try. I have.
Show me your mullet.
See? I've had guests play these games before. This is not the first time. I'm sorry. You're lovely. I'm going to have to pass.
Okay. All right.
She does not seem very disappointed about this.
Because maybe you didn't use your bidet today.
Oh, I definitely did. And I showered literally 30 seconds before you. Well, actually, you were in the door as I was finishing up showering. So I was still wet when I met you.
Okay. I'll take that as a compliment.
That I was too lazy to finish toweling off? Sure. I don't self-lubricate.
That just sounded like it flipped around in a way that wasn't very nice to me.
That I don't self-lubricate?
That you wouldn't dry off for me.
I normally would. I was just in a hurry because I was running late. And,
now it comes out that you were in a hurry.
I was.
Okay, well, it sounded like earlier you just didn't think you felt like it. Like I wasn't worth toweling off and drying yourself and, being clean and
Oh, but I took a shower. I could have just been like gotten off the couch and gone directly to recording. I specifically got in the shower for you. I didn't shower for anyone else here.
okay. Well, what did you shower for? So you could show me your mullet?
Nice try. Nice try. No, I just felt it would be a bad first impression to be like, oh, this dude smells like he's been sleeping on the couch half the day.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. That's cool, but like you should dry off. You might get fungus or something if you don't dry off all the way. Get toe fungus, armpit fungus,
Well, that sounds not fun.
jock fungus.
Yeah, that all sounds less than fun.
Yeah, maybe that's why you have a mullet, because you have jockey fungus.
No, because the jock part's clean.
Maybe the mullet is making the fungus.
Well, now I'm self-conscious about it. Well, it's been a fun show. I have to go, do some grooming. Thank you for doing the show.
Yeah, I would too. I'd be thinking about it too.
You are thinking about it. You're the one who brought it up. You brought it up. Obviously, you're thinking about it.
I am. I have this image in my mind of it like braided nice and tight and neatly with a little rubber band, like ponytail.
It's not that long or that thick.
Oh, okay. Well, you should still shave it because, like, there's jock itch, man.
Well, yeah, I don't want that.
Or towel off at least,
I toweled off a little.
You are hairy. Remember, you told me this.
Oh, yes, I'm aware. I do see myself in the mirror daily.
Moisture can get trapped in those little pockets of hair and, grow roots and leaves and hands and.
Well, then I guess I have to find a hippie that's going to be down with me.
You're like a walking microbe.
Not the first time I've been accused of that. Generally not on air, though. Jeez. We just met.
I'm just trying to help you.
Are you? Are you?
Yes, you look like a grown man who you should know how to shower correctly.
I know how to shower correctly. It's the drying off part that's obviously the problem.
The drying off. Maybe you need a bidet for that too. Because bidets, they like shower you and dry your butthole. So maybe you need.
No. Those are the fancy Japanese shower toilets. And I don't have one of those, sadly.
Oh, it doesn't blow a fan up your butt?
No. It's all drip dry.
Oh, I do remember when I was in Tokyo when I was in my 20s, that's where I first saw those fancy ass toilets. And they were not prevalent in America yet.
They're still not, the Japanese style ones are still not prevalent in America.
Yeah, they are some hooked up, tricked out toilets.
They are. The first time I was there, just like, this place is in the future. Like, the toilet, heated seat, warm, like blue warm air, like, pick the fucking, oscillation of the water.
Mm-hmm.
And my first day in town, I was staying in a Western style hotel, and it's like the mirror defogged in a square.
Oh.
I'm just like, what the fuck? Why do we have this in America?
I know. They really take good care of their bottom bits. I mean, the toilet, like, it was just such a control center on both sides of the toilet.
Now that we were refilled really quickly.
Yeah. Thank you. You're such a great host. I think. Let's keep going.
The sincerity, folks. I felt it. I felt the sincerity. Such a great host. Why am I on this show?
Ooh. I don't know. You invited me, I think.
I did. I did indeed.
Just want to see what this feels like.
Does it feel better?
Yeah. It feels so much better not having that on my head. Yeah.
I'll monitor the audio.
Okay, yeah. If I'm straying away from the microphone, then
Oh, no, I'll make motions. I will just frantically flail about and be like, why are you not on mic?
okay.
So Japan, UK, where else have you been? Like, you were extended periods, like 7 years in the UK, you were saying?
Yeah. I was married actually. So we lived in the UK, and yeah, so that was a really great opportunity. I had a spousal visa, and so yeah, that was really, really interesting and stressful. But it's cool to have experiences living in different countries because I think you learn so much that way, like being submerged in the culture. And so I've lived in Tokyo and I've lived in London. Um, I have I spent 2 weeks in India. That's not really living there per se, but it was a very cool experience. And I've been to a lot of countries. I had a list. I had been to so many countries I couldn't remember them all, so I did put a list in my phone,
It's a
but
good problem to have.
yeah, I haven't been to South America yet.
At all, really?
No, which is sort of shocking to me because I am quite a world traveler. I've been to the Middle Americas, but I haven't been to South America.
See, I haven't been to Canada, so
Oh, okay.
I've been on 6 continents and I've not been to Canada.
Have you been to Mexico?
I have, but just Tijuana.
Yeah, okay.
Like, drove there. But I've been to Colombia.
Oh, cool.
Bogota was rad.
Cool.
Very interesting city. Like, you don't realize until you get there. It's like, oh, this place is massive. It's the 3rd largest city in the Western Hemisphere.
Interesting. I hope that I make it there at some time in my lifetime.
You should.
North America, yeah.
I like Bogota quite a bit. Like, definitely you can definitely tell that Colombia is a place that has seen some shit in recent history. Just from the things like, oh, hey, in the nice neighborhoods, there's electrified barbed wire around the nice houses.
Ooh, wow.
Or when you get near any of the government buildings, there are armed military checkpoints just on the street.
Mm. Well, I'm half Cuban, so I would love to visit Cuba one day. I have not.
Why not?
I think when I had the time to travel and the money to travel, Americans were very restricted going to Cuba.
Oh, they still are.
Yeah, so I didn't go. I would like to. I think that it's easier though. I think that it's gotten easier.
Oh, it's definitely easier. So the Obama administration very much loosened things up. And the first time I went was the tail end of Obama, right before Trump restricted things a bit more. The first time I went was February of 17.
Oh, cool.
And I was on like one of the first flights from JFK to Havana.
That's so cool.
Yeah. It was so straight. It was like, there's a church group here. There's a couple people who are like, I don't know why you're on the flight. And then there's me dressed like this in first class, like just being a scumbag, like just getting drunk all the way to Cuba. And legally, you're still not allowed to go there for tourism.
Really?
Correct. Even under the Obama administration, you cannot legally go there for tourism.
So what is the reason that you would say you were going for?
I went for journalism.
Oh.
I am a journalist.
Yeah. So people that want to go there, so they just make up something.
They signed an affidavit for the State Department. It's not just making up something. You have to sign documentation why there's 12 legal reasons you can go. And they've restricted, after Trump took office, they restricted it. Like, you can't just go for support of the Cuban people, which was one of the reasons that you previously could go. But journalism's still fine. Oh yeah, I went for journalism.
Cool.
I just went again last year. Right after Expos Miami, I was just like, well, most of the cost to get to Cuba is getting to Miami these days, because the only flights to Havana from the States these days is from Miami International. So I'm like, I'm already going to be in Miami for work. Might as well pop the 45-minute flight over to Havana.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm jealous. That's so cool.
It's really affordable once you're there too. It's a unique experience. I would recommend anyone go, because though it's a communist country, it is hyper-capitalism at street level.
Mm.
When I've talked about this before, sorry, audience that's heard this, but when I first went, there were two national currencies. One that's always one-to-one with the US dollar, one that was actually fluctuated on the world market. The one-to-one with the US dollar one was the tourist money, and then
Interesting.
they got rid of that a couple of years ago. So when I was on this last time, they take dollars. Everywhere takes dollars. What the exchange rate they're going to give you on dollars wildly is different, depending on and these are stores, restaurants, everybody.
Mm.
There's such a low faith in the Cuban peso at the moment, at least last year, that some shops would give us the official exchange rate, from what I understand, was 240 pesos to the dollar. There were shops giving us up to 450 pesos to the dollar.
That's not consistent.
No. Everywhere you went, do you take dollars? Yeah. Well, at what rate?
Interesting. Well, that's confusing as fuck.
Oh, yeah. As I said, it's an adventure. My español, un poquito. Un poquito.
Yeah.
So, a lot of just bad Spanish and just trying to make it through, and it's half the adventure. It's fun.
Mm.
Had a good time. You should go.
Yeah, I will try. I will think about that. By the time the end of my life approaches, hopefully.
Well, that could be any moment. Why wait?
Could be. Yeah. Well, my calendar's pretty full right now, so.
What do you say? I think you should pencil some time in.
Well, I'd like my bank account to be bigger too, so I could finance the trip.
You just, kind of shake those slaves upside down. Just get the money out of them.
Yeah. I'm doing it.
What else is on your calendar that has you so busy?
I just got shit to do. I have a lot of commitments. I'm doing volunteer work, which is important to me.
What kind of volunteer work?
I'm volunteering for a suicide hotline. Yeah. So I've always done volunteer work. I feel like it's really important to give back to me anyway. I'm aware that I do live a very privileged life. I have lived a very self-egocentric life for the last 3 decades. I mean, my whole business is built around me, and and that's cool. But there's more to life and more to the world than just porn and me.
What?
Yeah.
What? There's more to life than porn.
Yeah, and it's people in porn have they struggle. Some people struggle. It's not an easy career to pursue long term and stay mentally healthy and physically healthy. I'm very grateful that I was able to achieve that, but and that's just the adult business. It's a very pernicious,
and
insidious kind of industry.
No, it definitely is. What really set that in for me at one point was I was at dinner with one of the people I consider an absolute sweetheart in the industry. Just a really, think of it as a nice dude. He's a director. Just everyone I know who works with him has nothing but kind things to say. All my consider him a friend, nothing but kind things to say about him. And he was just one night, he's like, we are in an exploitative business. And it was just well, when someone who's, relatively a nice person is just by the way, we exploit people.
Mm-hmm.
It's oh yeah, we exploit people.
Yes. Yeah. And I exploit myself and I allow others to exploit me. And so you have to just really have a mental grip around that in a way that's accepting and very just embracing of reality.
Oh, for sure. I've had friends over the years who civilians be like, oh, I'm thinking about, getting into the industry. I'm like, you really, really need to examine this. before you make this plunge. Like, and I do everything in my power to dissuade them, give them all the negative aspects of it that I can think of before. Like, just sure you still want to do this? Because yes, you can make some decent money at it. Not everyone does. Hell, in this day and age, the average OF creator makes $160 a month. Could you imagine dealing with all the stigma and the blowback that comes with this business for $160 a month?
The average what
OF,
did you say?
OF creator, like OnlyFans creator.
Oh, OF creator. Okay.
No. Jesus
I'm
Christ.
still trying to get on this lingo, you know. I'm so terrible with abbreviations and the lingo and shit because I'm old. But yeah, okay. That makes sense. That's fucking hard pill to swallow. That's yeah. So it's so different. The industry has changed so much, and I would not want to be a performer who is trying to get into the industry now. And I've met some performers that are trying to get into the industry now, and their enthusiasm is adorable. Like they're so excited, and they're just so excited to be in the environment. They're just excited to be present.
Well, because it's glamorous when you first get it.
Yeah, it is. Because I was at an award show last night, and I ran into another person who was like, "Yeah, I just started," and I'm just like, "That's cool," you know. And I'm very supportive because I don't know maybe someone could be successful. They could have the right timing and the right content, and
somebody's going to be successful. You just have to accept the reality that it may not be you. It could be you. You should be working towards it being you, but you also have to accept that it may not be.
Yeah, and it may most likely will not be. So
well, for sure.
I mean, it depends on how much you have to invest, you know, like if you have capital to invest in like marketing, that really helps. You need to have the time. You have to be very technologically educated now too, because there's just so many platforms that you have to navigate, and you have to multitask, you know, like a motherfucker. And I don't even believe that it's fully healthy.
Oh, it definitely isn't. Like it cannot be healthy to have to deal with like the online presence and just these idiots coming at you because whatever the fuck's wrong in their life and lashing out at you because, oh, you gained an ounce, or I saw a wrinkle, or you fucked someone that I don't approve of, stranger. Like all the fucking weirdness that fucking happens online, and to be inundated with it 24/7 cannot be healthy.
Well, and from like a gazillion different platforms, you know, and so that's very disorienting for my brain. Maybe not for a millennial brain. I don't know. I'm not used to shifting my focus that frequently. Like, you know, I'm on OnlyFans, and I'm on LoyalFans, and then I'm on Clips for Sale, and then I'm on Sex Panther, and then I'm on Night Flirt, and then I have to answer my text messages from performers or the agent, and I have to answer emails, and then I have to think about, well, like the things I'm doing in my personal life, and I have to do this all at once now. And I think that it's not healthy for me. Like I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling well. I just think it's that much multitasking. I think that it's rewiring my brain in a way that's not good.
Unfortunately, they've specifically designed the apps to be like slot machines for dopamine, you know. To addict you to the situation. Unfortunately, it's part of the job now. Like correct me if I'm wrong, you come from an era where it's just like, oh, hey, you go to work, you do the thing. The studio does the marketing in a lot of cases. If you are your own production, in your case, you had to do the marketing, but it's not the 24/7 marketing of being on social media, having to directly interact with your fan base.
Yeah. No, it's an awkward shift, and I'm trying to shift. I'm but it's hard, and it's giving me headaches, like I'm not feeling well. And it's very, very, disorienting. And then, like, how do I engage with so many different people? And then the generations are changing. The younger generations communicate differently. And I just hired an OnlyFans manager, and so I'm watching how they communicate with the fans, and it's not how I communicate. It's interesting, and I'm like, I just don't talk that way.
Does it feel disingenuous to have a manager deal with your fans like that?
No, because I pop in there too. I still post, I still communicate, and I'm still a part of everything. But I just notice, like, how they're communicating, and I'm like, I guess I better pay attention, because this is not how I communicate. And I don't know.
Are they telling the fans that they love them and stuff? I've heard horror stories about some of the OnlyFans managers be like, "Oh yeah, they told a couple of my fans that I love them." Like, I would never say that to my fan.
I don't know. They're fast. They're really, really fast. And I'm glad, though, because then I have to deal with all these other platforms. And so you're right. Like, I came from an era where I just needed one website, maybe one other one, like Clips for Sale, and my official website. And that's it. That's all I needed. And I made great money. And I wasn't doing porn. I was just doing fetish and BDSM. So it's amazing how much it's saturated now, and how much it's changed.
Speaking of which, I understand you're doing boy girl now. Like, why the transition to actually doing full on porn?
I was bored.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, I just was like, well, I'm never, like, I'm not dating.
Why not?
Because the only men I could seem to attract were men under 30. Like, children, kids, boys, young. And they would come to my house and want to play video games and smoke weed and leave trash all over my apartment.
Well, one of those things seems like the only problem. The rest of them don't seem that bad.
I mean, for mediocre sex, for someone who's not on my experience level, I guess I would say, and what I couldn't stand about these young men is that they just did not fucking understand or have a grasp at how hard I worked at life, how much I invested into working so hard, into goals, into volunteer work, into being authentic and sincere and working so fucking hard. And here they are playing video games and smoking weed and leaving trash in my apartment and think that they can come over and fuck a famous porn star. And I was like, this is stupid as shit. Like, why don't I just get paid for it?
Were they coming over to fuck the porn star, or were they coming over to fuck you? Like, in their mind, like, were any of them just like being gross and being like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm, fucking Joel Marceau?
Well, so, I mean, where I live is where I work. And so I've designed a small little dungeon space, studio space where I shoot. So anyone who comes over, even if you're a maintenance worker, like, you're going to see Joel Marceau all over the place.
Yeah, but okay.
So you can't avoid it. Like,
but why would you fuck someone who can't differentiate between the two?
Who can't differentiate
between your public persona and who you are as a real person?
Are you kidding me? They're men. They're dudes.
I'm a dude. I do it all the time.
Yeah, but you're in the industry and you talk to these women all the time. It's not the fucking same.
Well, stop fucking stupid dudes.
I just told you that I can't attract I wasn't attracting anybody else but these really young men who were like, "Oh yeah, I've seen you on OnlyFans," or "Yeah, I've seen your work." And
Well, that's a red flag right there. Just they're like, "Oh, hey, I've seen your OnlyFans." Should not be something that like you mentioned on a first date.
I don't.
No, they shouldn't.
I don't think they'd said it on the first date, and but again, like I'm kind of an open book. I can't really hide.
Well, I don't think you should be hiding it. Like I'm very much a proponent of performers anyone in the industry being upfront about being in the industry, because it's just a problem down the road if you bring it up later.
Yeah.
Because then it looks like you're lying, you got something to hide, you're not proud of what you fucking do. Plus, if someone has a problem with it, it's better that they fucking see themselves out early than before you're emotionally invested.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I don't know. I just didn't think that it was a good use of my time. Fucking these young guys and not getting paid for it. And it just not being totally fulfilling.
Well, the not totally fulfilling part definitely is a problem.
And having to clean up after these people?
Well, that's also fucked. Like,
yeah,
going over to someone else's space and being like, "Hey, I left a mess for you." That's fucked.
Yeah, or, "Oh, I left my watch, I left my ring, I left this." And I'm like, "Stop leaving your fucking shit, you child. Like, be responsible for your junk." I'm not gonna say.
Well, that might have been a move to get return business.
Exactly. Yeah, because they want to come back. And I'm like, don't be manipulative like that. So, oh, well, sorry. You're not getting your jewelry back. Don't care. Not getting your, whatever you left behind, your shorts, your whatever. You're not getting them back. Like, stop leaving shit here.
Where were you meeting these dudes?
I'm not going to say because, I met one in a bar.
I'm definitely not asking you to name the bar. I don't need people stalking you. I was just like, it was more online, in person, like people DM sliding.
Hot tub. No, I stopped using dating apps because I felt really unsafe.
Did you have a bad experience, or?
I had several bad experiences. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I was talking to a guy last night who, was like, "Yeah, I'm non-monogamous, so the dating apps are really helpful for me because it just helps me focus my dating pool on people who are agreeable to non-monogamy." And I'm like, "Yeah, that makes a lot of sense." But for me, the dating apps were just dangerous. They were not safe.
Why did you feel they weren't safe? Just attracted a lot of creeps, or?
Attracting creeps and men that wouldn't respect my boundaries. Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, it seems to be kind of a running head. People that don't respect boundaries, people who don't listen and honor agreements. Yeah, I run into that a lot.
Well, that sucks.
I know. Yeah, I know. I think it just might be the way the world is evolving. A lot of unaccountable people are being born.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the fuck we do about it.
I started doing porn because I thought it would I thought I would make a lot of money. I thought that I would be more social. It would be social opportunities, networking, rather than just meeting dudes I'm not going to have a future with, or not even a friendship with. I'm like, I might as well get paid, and meet people that I might have a career with, that seemed more valuable of my time. My time is really short, so.
So it seems. And you seem very, very fucking busy.
I am. Yeah, I'm very busy. Very busy.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, hell, idle hands are the devil's plaything, as it were.
Yeah. Yeah. So, there's a lot of things that are important to me. I don't have children. I don't have family. I don't have a partner. So I, really find volunteer work to be very valuable to me. Learning, traveling, and fitness. I really like taking care of my body, exercising, challenging myself. There's a lot of learning in that.
Hey, good on you. Obviously, I don't have the best fitness routine.
I don't know. I mean, power lifters are all kinds of sizes.
It's true. I am not a power lifter.
Okay.
I'm definitely not. I have not worked out in a hot minute. I probably should fix that. But unfortunately, I have a very sedentary lifestyle, and I should probably fix that too.
I mean, it's important to move your body, but I don't live in your body, so I don't know. How do you feel?
You don't live in my body? Why am I just discovering this now?
I mean, didn't you know you're in there all by yourself?
I did not know that.
Oh, shit. Well, then who's in there with you?
I thought you were. I thought we were in this together.
I just met you, man. Did you think that we had met before?
No. You're in my body. How was I supposed to meet you inside of me?
Well, then I'm with you all the time.
Doesn't mean we're communicating.
I mean, it's your body. I will go with whatever you say. If I'm in there, I would think I would say a thing or two, but
well, I'm beginning to believe that you would not have been a silent partner.
I would not have been quiet. No. No. I would have been like, hey, pick up weight, motherfucker.
I'm glad we got to the bottom of this.
So if you're not hearing that voice inside your head, then I am not in your body.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
And again, if you were inside my body, I wouldn't have to show you the mullet. You'd be aware of it.
Yeah, and I'd be guiding your hand to the shave in the right angle so you didn't cut yourself.
Yeah, because cutting yourself down there sucks.
It does. It does suck.
I've definitely cut my balls once or twice.
Yeah.
Not fun.
No.
I just do not like my testicles bleeding. It's not my thing.
No, it's not very nice. No.
I'm glad you agree with me that my testicles bleeding is not very nice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like my butthole bleeding, but sometimes I miss.
These things happen.
Yeah.
See, that's why I don't do it, because I can't see it. I can at least see my testicles.
So you just got to practice understanding the landscape. You got to feel it with your fingertips, and then you know where everything's at.
Well, I know where everything's at. It doesn't mean that No, not doing it.
There is a specific kind of razor I was using that is actually designed for women, but it's really good in those hard to get places without cutting yourself. Yeah, I really appreciate it. It's made by Schick. They're not putting it in pharmacies anymore, but I have found it online.
Well, yeah, because people steal them from pharmacies.
People steal weird shit from pharmacies. I went into Target to buy toothpaste the other day, and it was all locked up. And I had to go get the representative to help me. And I was like, so what, are people stealing toothpaste now? Is that what's happening? And he's like, I guess so. And
hey, if people are stealing toothpaste, I'm all for it. Good oral hygiene is important.
Yeah. I think I just didn't, I don't know. It sucks. I mean, people do need toothpaste and stuff like that.
Two things I'm A-okay with people stealing is toothpaste and condoms. I think those are important things that if people need them that badly, they should have them.
I mean, there's so much free condoms, and I think there's a lot of free toothpaste. There has to be. My dentist gives it away.
Yeah, but you have to pay for the dentist. That's I think that's just like, hey, you've already paid all this much for the dentist. Here's your consolation prize, your free toothpaste.
Toothpaste, yeah, a dental floss and a toothbrush. I have so many. But like, and those are the items that are locked up now, like behind pharmacies. And I was just kind of surprised. I guess I hadn't bought toothpaste in a very, very long time.
The one that always boggles my mind is that a lot of places have instant coffee locked up. Like Folgers instant, or like not Folgers, but like Nescafe instant coffee's locked up. I'm like, who's stealing instant coffee? Like, this is a weird thing to steal.
Yeah. That is bizarre.
I mean, I guess if you need caffeine that badly.
I mean, yeah, caffeine's really important. I think it's sad. You know, it just sucks. LA's expensive. It's expensive to be here, and it's just getting worse. And I don't think it's helpful to anyone, including myself.
Well, if you were to leave LA, where would you go?
I've thought about that. I have no idea. Not sure.
Even like the thought experiment, where have you even considered?
I've considered Colorado.
Denver? Or?
Maybe Denver. Yeah. Or maybe more Northern California. Yeah.
Like north of the Bay, like actually like Humboldt County, like North California?
Maybe not that north. Like San Jose-ish.
That's a Bay Area. I don't think that the cost of living is any better there.
Yes, I agree. I think I would like to have a change of scenery. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where I want to live. I'm not sure.
It's okay. You're an adult. You can just decide whenever you want. Hey, you already said no partner, no family, no kids. You can just go.
Yep.
So the freeing part about not having any of those, burdens.
I like how you called them burdens.
They can be. They absolutely can be.
They can be. They sure can be.
Oh, I'm never having children, so those are definitely a burden.
I don't know about all that. I mean, yeah, I don't have any kids. I've never been pregnant before. I just don't
Me neither.
think it's a good idea. Yeah.
No, there's enough people. I don't need to make more.
I don't know if there's enough people. There's enough people here in LA, that's for sure.
Well, there's definitely enough people here in LA also. I don't want to be responsible for shaping someone's life.
No, I don't either. And I think I don't want kids because one reason is because I would be devastated if my kid grew up and knew certain things that I had to process and deal with as a young person, as a kid. I don't want them to know my story. And I also don't, I just don't want to risk a child seeing me stressed out. I don't want...
Especially when it's their fault.
Yeah. I don't think, having a kid, I don't think so.
I've said this many times. Like, it made sense 2 or 3 generations ago because you need someone to work the fucking farm. They were free labor.
Yeah.
And half of them weren't going to make it. So that's why you had a lot of them.
Yeah.
But we live in a modern society where you don't really fucking need them.
Yeah.
They're potentially a major fucking burden. And there's no guarantee that they're going to actually like you and you're going to get along with them.
So that's the thought that I was reaching for, is that I am very nervous and worried that my child would grow up to hate me because I did not like my mother. There was not one point in my life did I ever like her. And I'm her only child. And there's nothing about her that I like. And if that happened to me, I'd be devastated.
Well, yeah, you got off the roller coaster of generational trauma. Good for you.
Yeah, definitely. She was an asshole. Shouldn't have been a mother. She was such an asshole.
Oh, my father was too. Like, and it's a generational thing. Like, my father apparently refused to go see his father on his deathbed. I wasn't there for his when he passed. So I decided to break the cycle and not, bring another asshole into this world who's going to leave me to fucking die.
Exactly. Yeah. There's two. And then my mother, she was such an asshole, and she came from a whole family of alcoholic, drug addicted assholes. And I'm like, there was too many. The chance is too high. So, I was able to break the cycle myself, but man, it's too much of a risk.
I don't blame you in the least bit. Nah, I decided a long time ago, I was like, this ain't for me. Like, I know I'm a selfish human being at times. And being a good parent is not that. And I've had partners over the years be like, oh, no, you'd be such a good father. I'm like, do you know me? Why are we're in a relationship, right? You know me and you think I'd be a good father? What the fuck's wrong with you?
I don't think I would be a terrible mother, but I can't control the fucking outside world either. And I also wouldn't let my child near any of my family members, which would be awkward because what would I tell the kid?
They suck.
You're not allowed to see any of your family members because they are dysfunctional. That's hard to process for a kid. So
yeah, I don't know how you would really say that, because like my father wasn't close with his side of the family, so it was just like saw them once in a blue moon, but I don't consider them family. They're like his cousins.
Yeah,
he was an only child, and it's like, these people are weird rednecks.
Yeah.
Like, I remember being a small child and like one of them telling me a racist joke. It's just like, and having to ask my dad, like, what the fuck does that even, as a kid, not saying what the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah.
Effectively being like, what the fuck? Because I grew up in like a black neighborhood. Like, in elementary school, I was one of two white boys. And like having a racist joke told me it just did not compute. Like, what? Like, these are my friends and my peers are almost all black. Like, well,
yeah.
The fuck what?
Yeah. Something very similar happened with me too. Yeah, my family was very racist, very sexist, very misogynist, anti-gay, all of that. And my uncle was gay. And when I started in the adult business very young, at age 19, like he and I really connected because we were the ostracized black sheep of the family. And, I was becoming more and more open-minded, but fuck yeah, man. I just couldn't get on board with the gays are going to hell and the blacks are going to hell and the racism and you can't date this guy because of the color of his skin. And the more that they said that, the more I was like, I'm going to fuck every black guy in high school that I possibly can. Like, and not that I am interested in all men as long as they're nice to me.
I don't leave a mess.
Yeah, like my ex-husband was Japanese, so it's not like black guys are my thing or anything. But as a teenager, and having my parents be like, so racist in a nasty way.
Like, there's a good way to do it.
Yeah, right. I was like, let me just fuck them all. Let me just fuck all of them.
The goddamn Pokemon.
Let me fuck the whole football team because they're pretty much
at the same time.
Most of them were black. No, not at the same time. I wasn't that promiscuous, but I was definitely interested in sex. I actually don't think I've had sex with two guys at the same time, even at this age.
The night's young. You can meet somebody.
I thought you were suggesting.
It's not that kind of show.
Oh, okay.
Though the spark in your eye there, like
I was like, finally, I've waited my whole life for this moment. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll get hired for a scene at some point.
I'm sure you could. Would you prefer to experience it in real life first, though, before you do it on camera?
It doesn't matter to me anymore. I don't care. It just doesn't.
You're just like, I just want to get it done.
I don't care if it gets done or not. At this point, I just want the paycheck. I want the recognition. I want the paycheck. Yeah, I would prefer to do it on camera, not in private. I would prefer to just do it on camera because why do it in private? Like what? I'm getting older now. Like, why should I do any of this shit in private anymore? I should just film all of it.
For fun, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, life is fun? Really?
Sometimes. In
God.
fleeting moments, yes.
I don't know about that. You might have to teach me that life is fun.
On occasion, at times.
Yeah. Every once in a while.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, it's fun.
Wouldn't it be fun to, have sex that isn't performative and just hopefully enjoyable for both parties?
Not for me anymore.
Well, that's a bummer.
I know. Yeah, because I've gotten to the point. So this is not a fucking therapy session, okay? Like, I don't want to get to be a therapist.
Last I checked, I am not a licensed therapist, so you're correct. This is not a therapy session.
No, I think that, like, I'm just, I'm turning 50 next month, and to have casual sex when I'm so busy and my calendar is so just booked and tight. Like, how do I cultivate like a relationship with someone in which I want to have like fun, casual sex, and then they're going to be consistent? Like,
You train them.
I cannot fucking really control people, honestly.
Well, yeah. And if it's not meshing well, you stop calling them. It's real that simple.
Yeah, and I do. And so I just can't. It's too much mental gymnastics. It's too much mental obligation and work.
How's their obligation? Just, tell them you want your fucking needs met.
I would just rather get paid.
Fair enough.
If I have to spend that time, I mean, it's got to be some really special fucking cock in it. It just,
Yeah, but how would you know until you find out?
I've tried. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then they just disappear. And this is not just with like sex, but this is like with friendships. It's just with family. It's just with people. And I feel like society and just like kind of the overtone of people is just very unaccountable these days. Whether it's family or dating or friends, this is my life experience. It may not be everyone else's, but it's mine. And so I'm like, I am counting the minutes because I got shit to do and I have a lot of deadlines. I have given myself a lot of deadlines that are hard deadlines. They can't be manipulated or pushed. I just can't experiment. So I'm like, okay, so I'll do this porn scene on Thursday and I'll get paid and I'll get fucked by probably a nice, handsome guy. And I will go home and cash that check. And that's all I want.
Well, if that's all you want, then more power to you.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I want right now because I don't trust anyone.
Well, that's a bummer.
I know, but it's not my fault.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, it's not my fault. So it's unfortunate because I am a good catch. I'm actually really responsible.
Obviously.
I run my own business. I have my own money. I take care of myself.
You're on your own for your fucking trash, though.
Trash?
Dude's living.
Oh, I could fuck that, man. I mean, I'm only a mommy unless you fucking pay me. And this is where we're coming full circle. I want the fucking paycheck. I will be your mommy. I will clean up your garbage. Give me a paycheck.
Seriously, how much to clean up this place?
would do it. I don't know. We could work something out. I actually really like cleaning.
Awesome. I like making messes.
I like making things. Well, I like making things better. Maybe that's more clear. I like making things improved and better. Yeah.
You like a project.
Except for people. Like, I don't. Yeah. I can't. I don't want to do that. I also want money to do that too. Like, yeah, I want to be paid. If I have to make people better, I except for the volunteer work. So I am volunteering because I want to learn how to better be a support system for other people.
Why the suicide prevention hotline of all places?
Because I was volunteering at a kind of like support hotline online, but it was for like all topics. It wasn't suicide prevention specifically. And so I was on there for a while as a chat support, and it was cool. It's great to put on my resume, right? But I was getting a lot of fuckers who were flirting with me and stuff. And I did not put my adult feature name there, but I did put like my experience. Like you have to kind of put a blurb. And I didn't actually say I was a porn star, but just that I had a lot of experience with
modeling.
No, sex.
Oh.
Because a lot of them are chatting in or texting in about sexual identity issues, dating issues, gender identity, sexual orientation, or it could be family stuff. And sometimes it's suicide too. This new one that I've just got on board with, it's specifically suicide prevention. And that's a little bit more of a serious topic. And so the training,
just a touch,
just
a skosh,
a little bit. It's so the training's a bit more rigorous. Like for the one where it was like various topics, like I didn't have to take a bunch of tests. But the suicide hotline one, like I have to take a bunch of tests and pass them.
Does it involve questions like, so if someone calls in and says they're going to, do self-harm, do you choose A, console them, B, do it? Don't choose B, right?
Yeah, don't choose B. Yeah, it's a hard one. I mean, so I have to go with ethics, right? Because like my logical mind is kind of like, I fucking feel you, man. I get it. I don't blame you. That's legitimate. I want to validate them and ending I feel like every single person has the right to die. I believe that, but I can't be that on the suicide hotline though.
Well, no.
Yeah, no, I can't.
You can't be like, you know what? You should have euthanized yourself a while ago.
Well, I mean, I want to say like you have every right to think this and feel this and do this. And that fucking sucks, especially if they're in danger, because I don't really know and I can't see, especially if it's texting and stuff, but I have to follow the ethics and the guidelines. And, but what it really does for me is it teaches me how to be a better communicator, a better listener, to be less, when I'm talking, less biased, projecting my own biases. And I want to be that in the world, like not just on the suicide hotline, but I want to be that human being in the world. I want to be less biased. I want to be a better communicator, a better listener, because I think that will produce less problems for me and others in the future.
If you just tell them to off themselves, a lot less problems for you.
That's what my uncle said. My uncle was like, if I worked for that suicide hotline, I'd be like, go ahead and do it. I won't forget you. Like, it won't mean anything to me. He's like, I think you should do it. And
you should be printing them out Google Maps of like the good spots to jump.
I know.
Like, this is going to be the fastest, most painless impact. They'll find you right away. Don't worry.
Yeah, this is some dark shit.
Did I not warn you that happens here sometimes?
I will never do that.
But you could. You're a volunteer.
Well, I mean,
you're a volunteer. What are they going to do? Fire you?
I don't know anything about where to jump, but I know other things.
Well, do some research. Like, be an educated advocate.
Some research. No, I'm really doing it because, it's going to look good on my resume. It is going to
Well, not if they all jump. Won't be great on your resume at that point.
Probably
Zero.
Fucking jail if that's what happens.
No, how can you be liable if someone else jumps?
If I don't report it.
Well, obviously you report it. That's why it's not going to look good on your resume.
No.
0% success rate is a bad metric.
No, I have to report it prior to it occurring so that it's prevented. And if I don't do that, I will be liable.
Well, report it then.
Exactly. Which means I can't give them information as to where to do it and report it.
I mean, you definitely can.
I can't.
Well, if the cops,
no, I won't.
If the cops cock block their jump, that's not on you.
I won't do that.
You won't cock block them. All right.
No, I'm not interested. I mean, I think, it's going to give me practice talking to spoiled millennials who just can't do anything all by themselves,
Wow. Wow. That they're calling for the hotline for advice on how to do it because they can't do it for themselves. Wow.
I would say that's probably what a millennial would do.
I'm a millennial.
Are you?
Barely, but yes.
Oh.
By like 40 days. I'm so like on the Gen X millennial cusp. I'm the elder of eldest millennials.
Well, you can commit suicide if you want to.
No, I don't.
Okay.
If I wanted to, I would have already. But my thought process is the ride's pretty short and very unpromised. Why get off early?
Yeah. I mean, we still have time.
Not necessarily. It's not guaranteed.
Okay, I'll speak for myself. I still have time.
Hopefully.
I mean, I guess I could die on the way home.
Right. None of it's fucking guaranteed. Statistically, yes, we both have a fair amount of time left. But in the grand scheme of things, in all of this shit, it's all relatively short. The human lifespan's not that fucking long. So why get off the ride early?
Oh my God. I'm ready.
Don't. Not right now. I don't want. You won't be here to clean up after yourself.
I
mean,
I clean up after everybody else.
I mean, but that would be such a dick move. Like, you come on the show and bitch about dudes leaving a mess in your apartment and then leave that mess for me? Like, that's not cool.
Okay. Well, then I'll go jump off a bridge then.
Please don't.
No mess.
Please don't. I mean, that would still make a mess. I'm pretty sure that would still make a mess for somebody.
No, I'll just sink into the ocean.
Where are you going to find a bridge around here that spans an ocean?
Well, I'd have to find one.
You'd have to drive up to SF and go off the Golden Gate.
That's not far.
I mean, you have to be really motivated to drive 7 hours to go do that.
Yeah.
Or book a 45-minute flight. Either way, it's still pretty motivated. Imagine you're like, I really want to do this, and then you still have to go through the security line and get pat down by TSA, board a flight, get horrible in-flight service, and then get to the Golden Gate Bridge. Like, that's a lot of fucking effort.
Yeah, no, I'd probably drive.
But then it's just 7 hours, just like, I'm going to be there soon.
Yeah, but I could listen to my favorite music.
You know what else you can listen to your favorite music? When you're not driving to the Golden Gate Bridge to throw yourself off of it. You could just listen to your favorite music. Hell, you can do that at home.
Okay. Yeah.
So please don't.
Well, not right now.
Well, yeah, that would make a mess. Right now would make a mess.
Yeah, no, not right now and not right then. But, whenever I feel like it.
Well, hopefully you don't feel like it.
I might. It is not your life.
I'm well aware. And you're not inside me.
Lucky for you.
Well, it'd be much more difficult for you to do that if you were inside me.
I don't know. Then you'd just be carrying like a dead soul inside of your body. It's probably already there, right?
Wow. Just these assumptions. Wow. Wow. No, but sincerely, like that is my thought process of just like, all in all, the human lifespan's fairly short. And we're all going to end up there eventually, so why rush it?
Everyone has a different experience.
Oh, definitely.
Perspective.
Definitely. They definitely do. And if you so chose to do that, I mean, it's your life.
Thank you. Jeez, finally.
Well,
and that's what I want to say to all of the texters who call in, and I'm not allowed to.
But that's also so lazy to text. Like, get someone on the phone if it's that serious.
So, yes, but we're in a different technological age where it's all messaging. It's just instant messaging. And so,
yeah, I can't get any vocal inflection from your text. And that's kind of important in a crisis situation, I'd think.
I agree. I totally agree. But this is, I think there are some people who are just texters. And that's how they want to communicate because they don't want to speak or talk, or maybe they're in a room and they don't want their family members to hear.
Well, I understand that situation. Also, what's an appropriate emoji to be like, goodbye, cruel world? Like, what's the emoji you leave behind that?
The waving?
Wave. Hand wave. No crying emoji with that.
Oh. I wouldn't cry about it. It'd be a very happy moment. Probably, very liberating.
I don't know. The people they've interviewed that have actually thrown themselves off the Golden Gate Bridge who survived, like, at least the articles I've read, like, they all have said, like, the minute I was in the air, I instantly regretted what I was doing.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Like, oh, this was a mistake. This is very real, and this was a mistake. And that's part of the other reason this is like, yeah, I've had some dark moments. I've had some, depressed moments, but it's just like, yeah, that seems a lot less appealing.
I think that when people are very sick or when they're in like very debilitating chronic pain or, they're being abused and they can't escape. I mean, I think these are situations where it's, understandable.
Oh, no, it's definitely understandable. Especially if, like, you have a terminal illness and it's going to take a while and be really painful to go. I get it.
Yeah.
Totally get it. Like, oh, hey, I have some chronic cancer and I'm going to waste away to nothing and fucking be in pain every fucking moment until I go. Sounds not so fun. Yeah, it might just be better to just turn it off at that point.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just a little bummed because, like, everybody who thinks they want to die by suicide wants to do it like in the middle of the night. So they want me to take shifts late at night, and I'm like, oh, why can't people want to do it in the daytime?
Suicide's not really a brunch activity. When was the last time you're like, I had a mimosa and delicious eggs Benedict. Now I want to go off myself.
I mean, I would. So, but apparently most people don't. And so, yeah, they want me to take these late night shifts. So, I mean, I will.
Well, good on you.
I'm committed.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to do it, but we got to call last call on this motherfucker. Gonna wrap this thing up.
Oh, great.
Wow. Maybe I will reconsider offing myself now after that. Like, oh, great. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm high enough to launch myself off the balcony.
Okay. I'll help you. I'll give you a boost.
You're the best. This is all because I want to show you the mullet? You're just going to be like, yeah, you can end yourself. Wow. But before we get you out of here, where can they find you on the things?
On the things. So I am on so many things. So you should visit Clips for Sale. Clips for Sale, my store 5858 and my store 28236. That has my full body of content. If you want to see my old content, which I don't shoot anymore, and I can't stand you motherfuckers who keep begging me to shoot bondage and gags and submission, I have been so injured. I have been in so much pain from doing that shit, and fans don't care. They fucking don't care. So if you want to see that content, go to Clips for Sale or go to JewelMarceau.com. And to see my brand new content, I'm at OnlyFans, MS Jewel Marceau, and Loyal Fans, MS Jewel Marceau, Sex Panther, and Night Flirt. So those are the platforms that I frequent the most often. I might communicate with you on Twitter, or X, but you really got to pay me.
Fair enough. Joel, it's been a pleasure. Until next week, drink up, motherfuckers.